I'm Zig Ziglar. On February the 22nd, the year 2002, I had my third attack of diverticulitis. I lost 6 pints of blood. They sent out the code blue. It was really close. When they sent out the code blue, my wife and daughter were with me, and my daughter started screaming because, you know, there's a lot of activity when that code goes out. She started screaming, "Are we losing him? Are we losing him? Pray, Mama, pray." And she told me later, she said, "Daddy, all we could think about was Jesus, Jesus, Jesus." That's all they needed to think about, because he is with us. He is in us. He has promised, "I will be with you until the end of time." Now, the interesting thing is about this particular incident, up until that time, I had my priorities right, simply because on July 4th, 1972, when I met the Lord, I learned what those priorities were. But when this happened, a sense of urgency has arisen in me. The bottom line is today, everything I do is directly or indirectly aimed at bringing people into the kingdom. The Great Commission is the last thing that Christ told us to do. Go ye therefore into all the world, teaching and preaching and baptizing and making disciples of people so we can spread this word. When you start to think about what I've just said, Dr. Ken Cooper, who's my physician friend, said, "Zig, almost never does a person recover from a code blue. You're very fortunate." But let me tell you something. While I was unconscious, I had a dream. And in the dream, I asked God to spare me because I had so many things I wanted to do for him and my family and my fellow man. God sent an angel. You know, he tells us in the Bible, we have those angels and they look after us. And he sent an angel. I could see him as clearly as I can see any of you when I meet you. He was a man about 65 years old, tall and slender, wore a tan hat and a tan suit, and he looked right at me and kind of gave me this. A little thing said, "Everything is going to be okay." Yes, God looks after his own. But he wasn't satisfied with that. He wanted to give me the second indication of an angel. My closest friend is a Jewish gentleman from Winnipeg, Canada, named Bernie Lofzik. For 40 years, he and I have been close to each other. He called me after the 9th day in the hospital. Actually, he'd called me every day of those 9 days. But on the 10th day when he called me, he said, "Brother Zig, I had a dream last night. First one I ever had, which was clear. Susan, that was our daughter who had died, appeared to me in this dream, dressed like an angel, was absolutely beautiful. She looked right at me and said, 'Brother Byrne, don't worry about my dad. He's going to be with us a long time.'" We worship a loving, great God who sends his angels to look after his own. Are you one of his own? Do you know him? Do you know that you know that you know him? If you don't, listen carefully to the rest of this program and take action. It's the most important decision you will ever make when you meet him as Lord and Savior.